I was 17 when my brother Micah died, and 18 when we buried him. It was 2 days before my birthday when we got the call. He was drunk and driving my dad's truck down the interstate. He was going the speed limit, but he hit a deer. He overcorrected and flipped the truck into a ditch. He wasn't wearing a seatbelt and died when his head impacted with the windshield. I saw the photos. Gruesome is an understatement. I had no idea how much blood a body could hold until I saw it puddled on the spiderweb cracked windshield. The funeral was closed casket. He was only 16. We were all heartbroken, of course. My mom especially. She stopped going to church and started seeking out other coping mechanisms. She read a lot of books about the afterlife, trying to make sense of Micah's untimely passing. I didn't think much of it until I came home from work one day and saw a Ouija board sitting on the kitchen table. "It won't work. I need you to help me," she pleaded. I reluctantly agreed, mostly because I didn't believe in this stuff. I thought maybe, just maybe, if it didn't work, she'd put the endless search for meaning in Micah's death away, bury it somewhere like the rest of us did. "It works better if you close your eyes, so you don't subconsciously push it towards anything," she told me. There was joy in her voice. Hope. I sat next to her and lightly placed my fingers on the edge of the planchette. She did several small circles, guiding my hands and her own around the board. "Micah, if you hear this, please give us a sign," she said. "Close your eyes, Eliza. Let him talk through us." I rolled my eyes and I shut them. "Are you here with us, Micah? Are you aware that you are dead? Micah, Mommy misses you," my mom said, a crack in her voice threatening tears. I was about to open my eyes and remove my hands from the board when my mom's next question caught me off guard. "Micah, are you angry?" A soft pull on the tips of my fingers from the planchette stroked fear in my heart, and my eyes snapped open. It moved to yes on the board, slowly. I removed my fingers immediately, a shudder reaching through my body. My mom's smile fell from her face as her eyes snapped open. "Put your goddamn fingers back on the board." My mom never swore, especially with the Lord's name. "Don't move that thing. This is weird," I told her. "I didn't move it. Your brother did. He's here. I feel him. Put your fingers back," she snapped at me. Reluctantly, I obliged. I was barely touching the thing, and I could see my mom's fingers alternating between hovering over it and lightly touching it. She closed her eyes again. I kept mine open. "Micah, why are you angry?" she asked. "Micah, do you remember crashing the truck?" she asked softer. There was slight movement towards the letter D. Once it rested on D, it stopped. My mom opened her eyes. "Were you drinking?" Mom asked. There was slow movement to the letter E. "Deer? Micah, did you hit a deer?" Both of our eyes were now glued to the board as our fingers moved to yes. Tears spilled down my mom's cheeks. I could tell she was barely touching it, as was I, but the subconscious is a powerful thing. I couldn't help but think she must be answering her own questions in some form or another. "Micah, Eliza is here with me. We miss you so much. Are you okay?" The planchette picked up speed a bit as it moved to no. By this point, my mom was bawling. "I've had enough," I said, standing from the table and wiping tears from my own cheeks. "This is sick, Mom. Sick." She begged me to stay, but I left the house and went to my boyfriend's. After telling him the situation, he asked me if I said goodbye. "What, like, on the board?" I asked. "If you don't say goodbye on the board, it leaves the portal open," he told me. I rolled my eyes at him. "You sound as loony as my mom." "Hey, I didn't say I believed in this stuff. But better safe than sorry, right? He replied. As much as I hated to admit it, I did still have an uneasy feeling in my gut. When I got home, Mom had left a note saying she had run to the hippie shop to get some sage. The board still sat on the kitchen table next to a scratch pad. On the scratch pad, my mom had frantically scribbled several words. Cold, Mom, Ellie, mad, dead, Ellie dead, no goodbye. Micah used to call me Ellie. Tears welled up in my eyes and spilled onto the board. I sobbed at the sight of my nickname written in my mother's handwriting. Fuck you for dying, Micah. Fuck you, I screamed into the empty house. The planchette had been left on goodbye. After gathering myself, I sat down at the board. I hesitated for a moment before placing my fingertips on it. I did the little circles as my mom had done and closed my eyes. Micah, I miss you, I cried. Micah, are you here? I gasped through choking sobs. There was movement, slow movement towards no. Micah and I had a running joke of saying the opposite answer to any question asked. I let out a giggle through my sobs. I love you so much, Micah. If it is you, show me, please. Show me your nickname. I had nicknamed Micah Pudge because he had been so chubby when we were kids. I closed my eyes and waited, but the planchette remained on no. I sighed, started moving my fingers towards goodbye, but just as I was about to reach it, the planchette pulled towards H, pausing for a moment before moving to I. Hi? Hi? Oh my god, hi, I exclaimed. E-L-I came next, and I began to cry again. Micah, it really is you. I can't believe it. How are you doing this? H-A-R-D. It's hard? Hard to move the piece? I asked. Yes. The planchette was moving faster now, and I was sure I wasn't doing it myself. So sure that I was actually a bit terrified. I can't believe I'm talking to you again. Where are you? D-I-E. Yeah, you died 2 months ago. You crashed Dad's truck on the interstate. D-E-R. Deer? Yeah, you hit a deer. The planchette didn't move. You said cold to Mom. Are you cold? No. A-L-O-N-E. Sadness raked my body. You're not alone, Pudge. I'm right here. No. A-L-O-N-E. I'm sorry, Micah. I'm right here. You're not alone. The planchette was moving faster now, almost with a sense of urgency. No. A-L-O-N-E. Can I help you? I'm so sorry you feel alone, I told him earnestly. No. A-L-O-N-E. No. A-L-O-N-E. No. A-L-O-N-E. The planchette was moving so fast now that I was scared. I went to remove my fingers when it moved again, circling goodbye repeatedly. I pushed it to goodbye and removed my fingers. The planchette stopped moving where I left it. In tears, I ran upstairs and threw up in the toilet. When my mom returned, she saged the house from top to bottom, making sure to open the windows so the bad energy could leave. I went to bed after she left my room. The next morning, I went downstairs. The board was gone. What happened to it? I asked my mom. I don't think we need it, she said. After she left for work, I had a few hours to myself before my shift started. My dad was still on a business trip, so the house was mine. I thought about inviting my boyfriend over, but I wanted to talk to Micah again, as scared as I was. So I searched. In the back of Mom's closet under the sewing machine, I found it. I laid it out on the kitchen table again. I did the small circles and placed my fingers on top. Hello? Micah? Are you there? H-I-E-L-I. Hey, Pudge. How are you? You kind of freaked me out yesterday. H-A. It wasn't funny. You scared Mom too. She saged the whole house. I'm sorry you feel alone. I wish I knew how to help. H-E-L-P. I sighed, frustrated. How do I help you? Help me help you. How can I help you? Once again, tears threatened to spill over. Pudge, No. P-U-D-G-E. Micah had hated that nickname, even when he hit puberty and wasn't Pudgy anymore. Fine, no Pudge. What do you want? What can I do? D-I-E. Taken aback, I removed my fingers from the planchette. I hurriedly put it away and left the house, deciding to walk to work to clear my mind. After my shift, I returned home to find my mom sitting on the couch and watching 60 Minutes, her favorite Sunday program. She looked unusually pale and didn't even glance at me when I walked in. Hey, Mom, how was your day? Fine, she replied, no emotion in her voice. You okay? I asked. Just tired, she answered. I shrugged it off and went to bed. That night, I had horrible dreams. Dreams of crashing into a deer going 90 miles an hour. Dreams of being chased by some sort of monster. When I woke up, I didn't feel refreshed or even awake. I felt like a puddle of gray. The dreams continued for the next week, and I slept so little that I took 2 days off of work. My mom noticed, but figured it was just my seasonal depression. Between school and my job at the gas station, I was worse than exhausted. I felt dead. Did you say goodbye? My boyfriend asked me after a week of the nightmares. That's when it hit me. I said no, I didn't after the last time. When I got home from his house, I took the board out of my mom's room while she was at the restaurant with her girlfriends and setting it on the kitchen table. I did the little circles and then went straight to goodbye. I lifted my fingers and went to put it away when the planchette moved on its own. No. In a state of shock and fear, I sat down again. Micah? I whispered. The planchette stayed on no. I placed my shaky fingertips on it. Micah, I can't do this anymore. I need to say goodbye. I can't talk to you anymore, I explained. The room was cold, colder than it should have been. The planchette didn't move. Please, it's hurting me. I miss you, but I need to end this, I pleaded. Hairs stood on the back of my neck as I felt a cold, hollow finger drag its way down my spine. I screamed, whirling around to find nothing behind me. The planchette moved on its own again. 2 L-A-T-E. Micah, stop! I shouted at the ghost of my brother. No. M-I-C-A-H. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to go check out the writer of this story. If you have any stories that you would like me to read or would like to join me in a recording, don't be afraid to contact me. And until then, I'll see you soon.